1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has announced a comprehensive package to provide electricity to industries at reduced rates. Pakistan has categorically rejected Indian Defence Minister's unwarranted comments regarding Gilgit-Baltistan. Foreign Minister has called for joint efforts at the international level to face the global challenge of COVID-19 pandemic. Indian forces once again resorted to unprovoked ceasefire violations in Bagsar sector along the line of control, targeting civilian population today. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir Muslim League has said that India is subjecting Hurriyat leaders and activists to the worst political vendetta. In the Ivory Coast, President Alassane Ouattara has been re-elected for a third term in office. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced a comprehensive package to provide electricity to industries at reduced rates. Announcing the package in Islamabad today, he said small and medium industries will get additional electricity on 50% reduced rates from the 1st of this month till 30th of June next year. He said it has also been decided to provide additional electricity at 25% discounted rates to all the industry for the next 3 years. The Prime Minister said the electricity will be provided to the industry on off-peak hours basis throughout the year. The Prime Minister said it was unfortunate that our industrial products failed to compete with other countries' products due to expensive electricity only because the costly power agreements were signed by the previous governments. Pakistan has categorically rejected Indian Defence Minister's unwarranted comments regarding Gilgit-Baltistan. Foreign Office statement today said India has no locus standi whatsoever on the issue. It said the gratuitous repetition of false claims by the RSS BJP leaders for political point scoring can neither change facts nor can it draw attention away from the reprehensible human rights violations being perpetrated against the Kashmiri people by Indian occupation forces in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The Foreign Office said Pakistan's principled position on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute remains firmly anchored in the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions. The statement said administrative, political and economic reforms are a long-standing demand of the people of Gilgit-Baltistan, and the envisaged provisional reforms reflect the aspirations of the indigenous populace of Gilgit-Baltistan. The Foreign Office called upon India to immediately end its illegal and forcible occupation of parts of Jammu and Kashmir. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has called for joint efforts at the international level to face the global challenge of COVID-19 pandemic. He was speaking at the beginning of 5th session of strategic dialogue between Pakistan and the European Union via video link today. The Foreign Minister said that Pakistan and the EU enjoy multi-dimensional bilateral relations. He apprised his EU counterpart, Joseph Borrell, about concerns of Muslims all over the world, including Pakistan, regarding rising Islamophobia in some of the EU countries. Views were also exchanged on efforts for peace in Afghanistan during the meeting. Both the foreign ministers termed intra-Afghan dialogue as a milestone for durable peace in Afghanistan. Shah Mahmood Qureshi called upon the global community, including the EU, to play its due role in resolution of Kashmir issue in accordance with UN resolutions. Expressing satisfaction on the strategic engagement plan approved between Pakistan and the EU last year, both sides agreed to further enhance bilateral cooperation in the fields of mutual interest. Pakistan has condemned in strongest terms the heinous terrorist attack in central Vienna, which resulted in the loss of precious lives and wounded several others. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz conveyed Pakistan's deepest condolences and heartfelt sympathies to the families of innocent victims and prayed for the speedy recovery of those injured. The spokesperson said Pakistan condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. 7 victims of the terrorist attack in Vienna are in a critical condition. The Austrian news agency APA reported today that a total of 17 victims of the attack are being treated at several hospitals, out of which 10 patients with minor injuries are in shock. Gunmen attacked 6 locations in central Vienna yesterday, starting outside the main synagogue, killing 2 people and injuring at least 14 others. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. President Dr. Arif Alvi has said Pakistan wants to further strengthen and enhance economic trade and political relations with friendly countries. Talking to the newly appointed envoys of China, Afghanistan, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and the Maldives in Islamabad today, the president highlighted the gross human rights violations being committed by the Indian security forces against the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He urged the international community to take notice of atrocities being perpetrated by the Indian security forces against Muslims and other minority groups. Indian forces once again resorted to unprovoked ceasefire violations in Bagsar sector along the line of control, targeting civilian population today. According to the ISPR, a 45-year-old man got injured and evacuated to nearby hospital for necessary medical care. Pakistan Army responding to unprovoked Indian fire targeted Indian post which initiated fire. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir Muslim League has said that India is subjecting Hurriyat leaders and activists to the worst political vendetta for spearheading freedom struggle. According to Kashmir Media Service, the JKML acting chairman Abdul Ahad Bara appealed to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres to take necessary steps for security and safety of party chairman Musarrat Alam Bhatt and other leaders detained in Indian jails. On the other hand, Indian troops during the ongoing cordon and search operations in different villages and towns terrorized and harassed inmates, particularly women and children. Various Sikh bodies staged a protest in Jammu against the systematic and organized genocide of unarmed innocent Sikhs in November 1984 in India. They deplored that Indian judiciary had failed to provide justice to the Sikh community even after the passage of 36 years of the organized genocide. APHC AJK at a meeting in Islamabad today paid glowing tributes to top Mujahid commander Dr. Saifullah, who was martyred by the Indian troops in Srinagar on Sunday. In the United States, presidential elections is being held today to elect 59th president of the country. The incumbent president, Donald Trump, is a candidate of the Republican Party, while Joe Biden is contesting the election on Democratic Party ticket. Nearly 100 million people have already cast their votes in early voting, putting the country on course for its highest turnaround in a country. In the Ivory Coast, President Alassane Ouattara has been re-elected for a third term in office. He took 94% of the vote, even winning 99% in some of his strongholds. The opposition parties boycotted the election. And now cricket. In the third one-day international against Zimbabwe at Rawalpindi, Pakistan were 127 for 5 in 27 overs a short while ago. Earlier, Zimbabwe set a victory target for Pakistan at 279 runs in allotted 50 overs. Pakistan leads the three-match series by 2-0. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country, while cold in northern areas, hilly areas of Kashmir, North Balochistan and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during night and morning hours. Smog is predicted in few plain areas of the Punjab during morning hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also log on to our live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.